Well, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be my video on how much did I enjoy ACME. This is the Sunday after the Sunday that we got home. So last Sunday we arrived back home from ACME in Atlanta. This is the following week, and what are my thoughts? I've seen several videos on people's thoughts of the show. I have one thought that is the same as I took away last year, and that word is overwhelming. Very overwhelmed at all that goes on. The night, so that when I say overwhelming, don't take that as a negative, like it's bad, because it's not bad at all. But in my personal opinion, it's a bit overwhelming, and I'll get into that. So I'll give you the rundown of the weekend. So we left here at about 9:30 a.m. We're about 4.5 hours from Atlanta, and Smyrna is just north of Atlanta. Fortunately, my wife Heather's cousin lives in Smyrna, literally a mile from, it may not even be a mile. It was really, honestly, walking distance to the show, but we were able to stay with him. Thank you, Ben, very much, and Clara. We were to stay with them and made it so convenient, and we got to visit with them also. But we left here about 9:30, got to Atlanta, took forever because the traffic was horrendous. I'm not surprised. Atlanta traffic is always horrendous. McDonough, Georgia, there's always a traffic jam there. It's like one of those phantom traffic jams. All of a sudden the traffic just goes to moving again, and it's weird, and it's always like that. We lived in Tennessee for several years, and we would travel down home. It was always that way. I would always get caught in traffic. Anyway, regardless, we got there probably around 4:30. Got to the host hotel, which is a blast, about 5 o'clock, 5:30, somewhere around there. I was already pre-registered online, so I'd already purchased my entry. I'd already paid for my entry fees. The what are these things called? Early bird. Got the early bird. Didn't buy Heather's early bird online because I didn't know she was going with me. But anyway, I had to get her one because she did end up going with me first thing Saturday morning. All right, the night before the show, everybody's there. A lot of people are there at the hotel. We're having a good time, just talking and just cutting and joking and playing. You're a child, Matthew. You play? In a grown-up way, we were playing around, just having a great time. Went out to eat. Mark Batson, his wife, my friend Chris Callen from Kentucky, and his wife, and Heather. We all went to Longhorn Steakhouse, had a great meal. The next morning, here's where the overwhelming part comes in. ACME is a pretty big show from what I hear. So you get there, you're all ready. There's a line of people before the doors open to go in. Everybody's got their totes, cool looking totes and everything. And they're all standing outside ready to hit the door and hit the tables and get it all set up. So when the door opens, there's this alarm, and it did it last year too, like a fire alarm or an emergency door alarm. If you go out, it's going to set the alarm off. For some reason, they open that door up. It goes screaming. Must have been for an hour. Beep, 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 beep. In some of the videos, you can hear it. Get in there. I'm not familiar with setting up at ACME. I've never brought a model there. It was matter of fact, first time I've been there was last year, and I didn't take anything. Get in there, you're scrambling. Me and Fred Henry placed a few cars on the table, and then someone said, "Hey guys, you're in the wrong class." Well, they said it sort of rude, and Fred, I had to like, hold it back, big boy. I had to kind of hold him back, like, don't do it, Fred. But we got our stuff moved, and finally figured out where all the cars go. The tables are awfully cramped. If I had any advice from a new guy looking at this show, add an extra table, possibly. Length, because the street rods or whatever it was, like where my pro streets were at, it was packed. There was no room to put anything else, and it kind of you cars kind of get lost in the shuffle because there are so many. As a matter of fact, I was I was watching a Super Sport Model Shop. Terry was doing an overview, and he was excuse me, he was at that table, and he said, here's Miss Heather's, and here's Matthew's, and here's Fred's, and I don't think there's any I don't think there's any more Matthews. Well, my and by the way, Terry, you just overlooked it because there was so many. Like my Oldsmobile that I loved, the Oldsmobile with the Ford engine, it was right there, but he didn't really notice it because it was very cramped. So maybe more space would be a good thing, but that's because there were so many darn models there, which is cool. Why were you overwhelmed? Number one, unfamiliar with how to do car show or model shows. Number two, as once you get the cars laid out, I have people that come up to me that know who I am and want to talk. Thank you so much, every one of you who came up to me and spoke to me. That's what this is all about. It's all about you guys, because thanks to you, I am where I'm at. So I'll take every moment to be able to do that. By doing that, I have a really hard my attention span is super short, and when my attention span is broken, then I forget what I was doing to begin with, and then I go in a totally different direction whenever I'm go back at it. So it's my fault. Maybe I should take some attention span expanders drugs. Do they make anything like that? If they do, I need to find out what they are, because on the day of ACME I need to take some. I've got a cough that I cannot shake. But anyway, yeah, so vendors, why am I overwhelmed? There's so many vendors. There's so many kits that I saw. Me and Heather walked through, and thank you so much to my wife. She walked right with me, and as I started buying kits, I'm so glad that I have a wife that is just, she would hold them for me. Here, you want to take those over there and hold them for you? She knew I was having so much fun, but there were so many vendors that I wanted to get to, but I knew I had other obligations, and I had just other things going on, like filming, other things than me just looking at all the kits. So that feeling of being overwhelmed is brought onto myself. But in the mix of all the being overwhelmed, so much going on, everything spinning, it's like a whirlwind, there's an element of fun about it, because I'm just surrounded by people that are in like mind as far as we love this hobby. Model kits galore, built and unbuilt. People that you see them on their videos, other YouTubers, people that have been in the magazines building models for years and years and years, and I had the opportunity to talk to some of those people. Wonderful opportunity to be able to do that, and I am so grateful that that show exists. I think year to year my sense of being overwhelmed will subside some. There's always going to be that excitement and me bouncing off the walls, and my attention span is just, again, it's just very short. It's just how I'm made. It's just me. They don't make a drug to change me from me. I'm just me. But with all that said, had a great time, got to meet a lot of people. And again, you guys that came up to me, approached me and said, hey Matthew, I watch your videos. You do not know how much that means to me. I had a lot of people come up to me and say, Matthew, man, thanks, whatever, you know, it was compliments, and I'm so grateful for you guys. But ACME is one great show. The people that run the show, excuse me, the nicest people. I was able to speak with the president of ACME. His name is Wayne, and he came up after the show. Oh, I want to speak on this too. Let me stop right there. Ruthie. I am so proud of my girl Ruthie. She didn't want to do some of the things like go up on the stage and things, but she did. She knew it meant a lot to me, and so she did those things. And for you guys to applaud her, to recognize her, and to treat her like y'all did, I was overwhelmed with gratefulness for that to you guys. because I mean that's memories that I have, that she has, and fortunately I got to record those memories, and they're on YouTube, and that is a neat thing that we have. We're very fortunate in this time to have memories that excuse me, we can go watch, because they're always going to be there. Well, as long as YouTube's in business, man, if that thing ever goes down, wow, what will we do without Google and YouTube? But thank you for that. But speaking of that, Wayne, the president, Mr. Wayne, came down after the show had concluded, and he spoke with me and Ruthie and congratulated her, and spoke of some things with the junior modeling class. And he asked me, Matthew, would you try to promote junior modelers? Absolutely, Wayne. That is what it's all about, because if we were to take an age, if we were to take a what are those things they take? Not a poll, but anyway, what was the average age of the person at ACME? I would say probably average age, probably somewhere close to 60 years old, possibly. And that's not acceptable. We need younger people like Ruthie, like Ryan, Blue Ox Model Shop's son, Ryan. I say Blue Ox Model Shop's son, Jason Hanscom's son, Ryan. We need people like that are getting into this hobby, that would rather do that than play a video game, or do that. Then it's a neat hobby. That I would argue the fact people would say it's not a dying hobby. It's coming back. It has come back. It seems like it has really come back in full force. But those who it's come back for are growing in age, and those below us, I would say under me, there's not very many. I'm 46 years old. I really didn't see too many more younger modelers there. There were some, and some great ones, but there weren't that many. So for me to promote junior modelers, that's not an easy task. I have one. I have another one, but Ellie's not interested, and I'm not going to force it on anyone. But if you know a modeler that's a child rather, that's young, that needs a mentor, possibly it's a next door neighbor, it's a nephew, it's a niece, whatever it may be, buy them a model kit and help them to build it. It may just spark an interest that they continue this hobby on. So let's do that, and let's work together as a team, as a community, to push and bring in more younger people. Push them. I'm not saying that video games are bad, but they can be very consuming, absolutely consuming, and sometimes even a little mind altering. Sitting at a bench, taking your actual fingers and hands and using your brain to put those things together is very developmental. If that's a developmental. Yeah, that sounds good enough for me. But let's do that. Let's work together. And I told Wayne that I would do that, promote that, and I would like to continue in my videos to do so. So number one, go check out 603 Model Works. That's Ryan. Go check him out, 603 Model Works. He's a young builder. My battery is starting to flash on the camera. I may have to break here in a second. Go check out his channel. I have a few other thoughts after I change this battery, and let me do that, and I'll get right back with you. Alright, I'm back. Battery's changed, and I guess it was fully charged. This one is. Alright, so conclude. Great time, great weekend, great show. One thing that I missed, and this is huge, but one thing that I missed at the show was being able to take the opportunity to walk and actually look at the models with my own two eyes. If I did look at them, it was through the lens of my camera, usually. And that's a little unfortunate, because you don't get that. You just don't get that realism when you're behind the camera filming everything. And usually I was either talking with somebody, looking at the vendors and things like that, or filming. So it really, I robbed myself of that time. I need to slow down and do that. But anyway, from what I saw though, there were some of the most amazing builds you could ever imagine. And I'm grateful to be able to see those. Ruthie's car, and if you've probably already recognized this, but her car, because she did place, or at least take an award for a junior modeler, her car was photographed for Model Cars magazine and Fine Scale Modeler, I think it's the other magazine. It should appear in both of those. Also, my friend Kevin that passed away, I took his car as a tribute to him. And Model Cars magazine did take a picture of his car along with his photograph. And it may or may not make the magazine. I don't know. We will see. But I'm pretty sure they wanted to photograph it because of the story. I put in the comment section of the card somewhat of the story, why that car was there, and I think that's probably why they wanted to take a picture of it. But I thought that was really, really kind of them to do that. Other than that, once we picked up all of our model kits, it's also a mad dash when things are over, because as soon as the last award is given, boy, it is like a mad crazy house when people start getting their stuff. I have all my kits placed in my box a certain way that I could get them to fit, and I got them all back in there, and everything was good to go. Put all the nice soft towels on top of them, put the lid on. I'm ready to go. We were standing there talking to Fred Henry, Tim Brown, Mark Batts, and we were talking, and I heard one of the guys that's with the club, ACME Club, comes over and said, "Hey, did you forget a model?" And I thought, I didn't forget one. And then he pointed over to the table. He said, "Is that yours?" It was my Skyline, my little red Skyline race car. I had totally forgot about it. It would have been left. I would have left it. It was all by itself on the table. They're trying to roll the paper up on the table, and that car is on the table still. So I'm glad I didn't leave that old girl. She is right over there on the shelf. Come back with me safe and sound. But had a great time. Thanks for watching this video, guys. If I saw you at ACME, it was a pleasure. And I can't wait to see you at ACME again, or at possibly another show. My plan is to be at Largo, Florida this coming Saturday. That would be the November the 19th. This coming Saturday. It's a show down there, Southlands model show down there. If they're still having it, because the hurricane dumped a ton of water on them too. Again, I'll have to double check and make sure. But that's my plan, to be down there. Maybe this, I know some of you guys excuse me, have already said that you were going to be there, so maybe we can meet down that way. Anyway, guys, thanks for your support. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I'd ask you to go subscribe, ring the notification, but I never say that one. I hear people say it, ring the notification bell, and that'll let you know when I drop another video, which will probably be tomorrow. I'd love to do a video every day, but that's just not possible with my schedule. Other than that, go check out Hobby Nut Models, the Facebook group, my spring store, and to my Patreon members, thank you so much. Let's wrap this up. Oh, but you can see, if you go to the spring store, you can get yourself one of these model car videos, a t-shirt. Well, this is a long sleeve too. It's getting cold. Get you a hoodie, get you a sticker, get you a coffee cup to keep your hands nice and warm with some steaming hot coffee. But anyway, guys, hey, thanks for watching, and thank you for all you do for me. We'll take care. Slow down, Matthew. You take care, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.